Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I said hey.
Hey.
Welcome back to my channel.
Hey
y'all, I'm Jazmyn W. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Y'all know I like to jump right into it, but first I must let you know, if you have not subscribed to this channel, honey, what are we doing? And why are we doing it? You know what? I love it when y'all be like, I'm 12 minutes in and I subscribed. I'm 3 minutes into the video and I subscribed. Because the funny is there, honey. Okay? Go ahead and subscribe. Anyway, also I have a memberships. I have memberships here on YouTube now. If you want to join a podcast that I do every week, plus more, we're actually going to be going live a couple more times this week to talk about lube and stuff like that. But anyway, I have a podcast that I do live every week called Jazz After Dark, where we explore topics of intimacy in a funny way. The last episode was about how to talk your partner through it. And it was such a great episode. I gave you some of my personal tips and tricks, honey. And I'll tell you, they were grown woman tips. Okay. Not the ones you've been seeing on the internet, child, because they've been very basic. So yeah, I also have a Patreon. We've been doing this podcast for almost a year. So if you want to access the archive or the old episodes that we've been doing for the past year, then you want to join the Patreon. The link for both is below. So yeah. I also wanted to show y'all that I've had this notebook. I don't know how long I've had this notebook. Let's see. Since Charity, the very first page says Charity as the Bachelorette. That's how long I've had this notebook. This is the notebook that I use to talk about shows. And it is completely full now. I'm going to go recycle it. Or, you know, there's a few pages left I need to use, actually. There's like a couple more pages, like... This is not really enough to actually, there's 2 pages left, which is not really enough to like do a full episode of anything. Yeah, or if anybody wants to buy this, I will sell it to you for $25 plus shipping.
That's it.
Anyway,
100.
Let's talk about Married at First Sight. Married at First Sight. Here we go.
Yeah, let's get into it.
This is 7 days until decision day. Y'all, I haven't looked at my notes since Tuesday, so this is going to be a pretty fresh perspective. Usually, you know, on my channel, we always start with the most boring couple. I don't even know who the most boring couple is at this point, but... And I have so many pages because each person really needs their own page at this point because we don't have any couples, you know? So yeah, let's start with Camille and Thomas. And Thomas. You know, Thomas is one actually becoming my favorite guy on the show. He's actually my favorite guy in the past few seasons.
Girl.
Oh my goodness. Thomas, you know what? I'll be making fun of Thomas every week on the show, but I want me a Thomas. I want to come home to a Thomas. I want to come home and be like, hey, baby, how was your day? He'd be like, my day was excellent. How was your day, Jazmyn? I'm having the most spectacular day. I made us a few steaks and asparagus. I'll be like, yes, baby. Yes. Yeah, you know how I like my steak. I know exactly how you love your steak.
How?
Medium. That's what I want. I want me a man who mind his business. I want me a man who mind his business, honey. He about his business, he about his coin, and he about whatever the else hell he about. Anyway, so Thomas said this episode, him and Camille were in the bed, and he said that he felt stupid for having David's back, and he felt foolish. I'm like, now you know how women feel.
See, my days are coming.
Now you know how women feel. When a man come home and say, baby, oh my God, I lied. You don't believe me? Man, you don't have no faith, no trust. And then you find out that your instincts was completely, you gave too much trust. Now you know how we feel. You feel foolish. That's why Ashanti wrote that song. How the song go?
And I'm hurting.
Y'all know Ashanti wrote Foolish because
I can take no more,
that's how she felt. Okay? Camille said that she did not believe that this was Madison and David's first night, you know, liking each other. She said a message like, I can't wait to eat you is much more intimate than I have a crush on you or you look beautiful tonight, whatever, you know? Yeah. I think that if a man texts me and tell me he can't wait to eat me, he done ate me.
Period.
If a man listen, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say if a man texts me and say he can't wait to eat me, he done ate me.
Already.
He done ate me, okay? You don't text the restaurant and give the restaurant a great review before you done ate at the restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Like, you done had a few appetizers, you done had dessert, you've had all the things, you done ate there before, okay? So, I agree with Camille's assessment on that. I actually didn't even really think about, like, I knew they probably slept together, right? But before this episode, I didn't believe, I felt like all of it was fake. Like they sat down to have a conversation, it was fake. But I didn't even think about that I can't wait to eat you meant that I had already ate you. So, yeah. Anyway, isn't it just crazy that David tried to lie and say that message was about food and his cousin sent it? Like, isn't this like the most ridiculous lie? Like, we always knew it was a ridiculous lie, but now looking back at it, it's just like,
it gets dumber by the minute.
Come on now. This is ridiculous. Okay, let's move on to the next couple. Those are all the notes I had on Thomas and Camille or whatever. Let's move on to Juan and Carla. I only have literally one line on them as a couple. Carla said, Carla was in the kitchen after all of the drama and everything ensued. And Carla said, you know, I am curious. I do cuss a little. Probably fuck. She was like, what happened?
Yeah.
I missed it. I'm curious. I want to know the tea. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the episode, Carla packed her stuff so fast because she said the energy was bad in the house. The energy was bad in the space or whatever. The whole scene where Carla and Juan and Camille and Thomas were playing basketball, I literally did not pay attention to that scene. Like, I was like eating chips or something. Because, like, who cares? Like, to be honest, let's get back to the drama. My mama said that during the basketball scene, Juan was not even looking at Carla. He wasn't even looking her way. He don't pay attention to Carla. He's not attracted to Carla. We already know that. Carla knows that. Juan knows that. We know they're both going to say no on decision day. Like,
yeah, plain and simple.
Yeah, like, we already know that. Like, somebody said Carla knew the whole time about David and the old girl. I don't believe that, honestly. I think Carla is an authentic person. I don't think she knew that they were sleeping together. I don't think she knew. I personally don't think she knew. Because I could tell on the after show the way she was acting and on the show the way she was acting, it was the same. Like, I don't think she knew, you know? I think she thought everybody's just friendly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to, my notes, honey. This is going to be a fast episode, I guess, because I feel like, I don't know. Okay, let's move on to MM and Echi. I know I say MM, I just have a hard time saying M without the and in the middle. You know, like, I want to say M and M because that's candy. But I don't know what it is about my mouth. Like, it just I don't even know why she called her. What's her name?
I don't know.
Because, like, I'd rather call her that. Like, I feel like it's so hard to say. Anyway, Anyway. What the hell happened to Did she leave the house? What happened to her? Everybody woke up and Alan was gone, Michelle was gone, and was gone. Why did leave?
She rode with Michelle.
Where did you go? Annalise Keaton? Oh my goodness. Hold on, let me block this person because people get on my nerves. Hold on. I'm like, where did she go? Everybody's in the house. debriefing on what happened, and she's like literally nowhere to be found. Somebody said she left with Michelle. She left with Michelle because they rode together. Oh, okay. I didn't catch on to that. I was like,
I didn't catch that.
where did she go? Like, and nobody missed her, which was crazy. Anyway, so at the end of the episode, all of the experts, Pastor Cal, Dr. Pia, and Dr. Pepper sat down to give MM an Echi, or no coochie, as I like to say on this channel, because he don't want no coochie, obviously.
Obviously.
To give them a chance to talk about the lingering issues that they had between them. And I wrote down, Echi needs God because he's a dark cloud. I don't know what type of therapy. I don't know what type of prescription. I don't know what type of meditation and sound healing, cupping, massage therapy, hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
I don't know what Echi needs, but he needs something.
Something.
Yeah. We're going to have to get him something. Something. Because the man needs help. And I don't even know why he came on this show. You don't have no business. You don't have nothing to promote. You came on all the way on this show, applied to the show twice.
For what?
To act like this and do this.
For what?
I don't know what he needs, honey, but he's a dark cloud. I hate to be around people. I stay away from people who, when they walk into a room, they carry a dark cloud with them. I move away from those people because, baby, I'm a bright light.
Period.
And I just can't stand to be around darkness like that.
Yes.
So I don't even know what he might even need at this point, but he needs something.
Help. Just help.
They asked Echi why he served MM with the divorce paper. Not divorce papers. Divorce paper. Because there's only one.
Just one.
Side note, one of the past people on Married at First Sight did a TikTok video that I ran into the other day. It was a redhead girl. I don't remember her name. I'm gonna see if I can go back and find it. Probably not. I'm probably not gonna try. But anyway, she said that it costs 40. I can't remember if the video said 40 or 60K. I think it said 60K. $60,000 to get divorced from the person she was divorced from.
Yep.
I thought that this was just an annulment at this point. I would never go on this show. But anyway, they asked him why he served MM with divorce paper at the retreat in front of everybody. And he said, and MM said, to embarrass me. He wanted to embarrass me. He did it to embarrass me.
That's how she looked.
And he said, I had no intentions of embarrassing you. And this is why I walk out. Look how she's acting. Echi said, look at her. It's the way you act. It's the way you act. And how do I say this? Like, I don't think, after watching MM and Echi, first of all, I think that they're compatible. I don't think that MM is
what, girl? Say it.
Y'all gonna say I'm mean. I don't know what to say. I think MM should work on a few things, honestly. I personally think MM could work on, like I've said before, she could work on her sex appeal. She got to work on them eyebrows, because your eyebrows should never go bloop, 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 bloop. They shouldn't frame your face like that. They should You want to elongate the eye, but most of the time she actually looks really gorgeous. It's just that day her eyebrow was off for me. I don't know what it is. I also think that
think about it.
I also think that she should probably work on some of her approach. I feel like she has a very hard approach when it comes to approaching conversations and when it comes to communicating. You know, so I would say like her sex appeal is a bit off, and her communication style is a bit it's a bit authoritative. Yes, is what I would say.
Yes,
and I hate the way the some of the terms we use to describe black women a lot. I think authoritative is the appropriate word to use because I don't think it's aggressive, right? And I don't think it's masculine, or I don't think she's bossy. I think that she gives off a vibe as if she is, like a lot of people have said, auntie vibes, like she's in charge.
Yeah.
Like an older woman in your family who loves you, but is going to hold you accountable. And that's not really great for a partner, right? You have to show a little bit more softness, a little bit more. You have to use, honestly, like, people might come for me for saying this, but when you're dealing with men, you have to use a little bit more, a little bit more, like,
say it.
You just have to talk to them a certain way. You do. Like, or don't deal with them, you know. But like, you can't really come to a man and expect him to be open up to you if you're like, so. Tell me again how, unless you plan on breaking up with him and that's your last conversation with him, then you could go all the way out, you cuss him, do whatever you want. But if you want to continue the relationship, you have to provide a soft place for them to land.
Yes.
Finesse is a great word to use it. You do have to use a little bit of finesse. You know, you have to come very gently. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that it's like that. You can't just be yourself.
Speak on it.
Anyway, you have to finesse a man. And the good news is that can be learned. Some sweetness, some honey. You know, that can be learned. So yeah. Anyway. Emim had a whole spiel that she went through for Echi, and you know, I've been watching this on TikTok, what people had to say about what she had to say about him. And also I will say, like, men have to be the same way with women. Don't come at me talking to me like I'm one of your homeboys, because I'm not one of your niggas. Okay, I'm just gonna say that as well. When my man talk to me, baby, I tell men I'm a flower.
What man?
So handle me as such. You don't come handling flowers all rough. You handle flowers gently. Okay, I'm not even a succulent, honey. That's too durable. You know what I mean? I'm more like a lily, yes, or a tulip, or you know, a rose or something like that. Yes. I'm very touch me, honey, I will die. Keep playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this succulent is very durable. That's not me.
That ain't me.
Okay. Anyway, a lot of people were talking about MM's read and how she read Echi down, and you know, she was like, I have provided a list of therapists, which did gag me. The list of therapists did gag me, you know. But maybe I'm just not as impressed because I'm a comedian. You know, I roast everybody every day on here. So I mean, I feel like she could have had me write it. I feel like she could have had me write it for real, because I did like the fact that she said she provided a list of therapists for him. I wish she would have went harder on him, to be honest with you. I feel like it was a bit gentle, but she's on TV. We're on Lifetime, so I get it. She also said that I wish you nothing but the worst. I love that. That's one of my favorite things. I hope on one episode of Dave Chappelle, before he was ignorant, he said, I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and nobody but you. And that's one of my favorite lines. I wish she would have said that, but I wish you the worst is still good. Yeah, I would have really taken the time to really curate a message for him, and I probably would have cursed, and she didn't, because she's classy, you know. So anyway, yeah, I didn't feel like, some people were like, it was a Phaedra level read. No, it wasn't. First of all, Phaedra reads off the dome. Okay, she doesn't have a paper with her. Okay, so it will never be at that level, because a freestyle that goes that hard will never go as hard as a song that you wrote. I'm sorry, like the freestyle moment of it all is what makes Phaedra so amazing. You wrote that and it was good. It was really good, but I would have went a little bit harder. That's just me. Okay, that's just me. Cause I would have called him a punk ass bitch. That's how I would have ended it. You little bitch. But anyway, and so the experts were acting confused, and they were like, "What made you? Wow, that was passionate." And she was like, "Somebody had to say it." Somebody had to say it. I was like,
no, that's her for real. Okay, yeah.
You know, I have a thing, like, this is what happens when you raise women to follow the rules. You know, when you raise girls to be good girls, to follow the rules. I was honestly never raised to follow the rules. My daddy didn't teach me that. Like, my dad actually tried to raise me to follow the rules, and I did follow the rules for a really long time. But something, like, you can't raise a woman to follow the rules, but also show her how to break the rules, because you've given her both the tools. You've given me the tools to follow the rules. You've given me the tools to break them. You know what I mean? Also, I'm not going to get into it, but when you spend a lot of time around people in relationships or otherwise who break rules all the time, you're giving me the tools to break the rules. So, you know, I think for a lot of my life, I was very naive, but I watched my dad, even my mom, break rules all the time, and it really gave me the tools. So what I say all that to say, when you raise a woman to follow the rules, she doesn't really have all of the all of the tools that she needs when she's ready to break them. So I kind of feel like that's why she can't really read nobody down like that, because like she knows how to follow the rules, she knows how to be sweet, she knows how to be nice, but when you need to cuss somebody out, you need to know how to do that too.
Exactly.
And I be telling my mama that you need to cuss my daddy out sometimes, and she be like, my mama don't ever cuss. I be like, sometimes cuss him out, surprise him. You know what I'm saying? Like, just say, you know what, nigga, this is your last motherfucking day.
Yeah.
Talking to me like that. And my mama be like, oh no, I never talked to your dad like that.
Okay, girl.
Anyway, let's move on to the next couple. Let's move on to the next couple. I don't know where to start, y'all. Let's move on to David and Michelle. Michelle sat David down to have a conversation with him, and I wrote down, David was literally had his phone in his hand. He was texting somebody. He's texting Madison. You sit down and talk to David. He texting Madison right now, baby. He's texting Madison as we speak. Like, duh. Anyway,
no, that was Juan.
Oh no, I'm sorry. David sat down with Juan. Him and Juan were talking, and he was texting somebody, and I said he texting Madison. Sorry. So anyway, Juan told David, I can't believe Juan. I'm like, is this how non-black people shade each other?
Right.
I don't know what it was, but anyway. So Juan said, David, it's not the issue that you and Madison liked each other. It's the way you guys handled it, which I agree with Juan. And Juan was giving David advice. He said, you got to apologize, man. He said, if you want Alan on your team, he has value. You want to keep him around. Juan, what the hell are you talking about? Are you suggesting that because Alan is successful at whatever it is that he does, I don't even know what he does for a living, that he's a valuable person to keep around?
That's how y'all think.
This man just betrayed Alan by sleeping with his wife, and Alan was doing everything that he could do to make this work. And you said, man, you want to make it right with Alan, man. He valuable. I mean, he a white man with a good job. You got to keep him around, bro. You messed it up.
What?
Somebody said he meant as a good friend. I don't think he meant that.
He didn't.
I personally don't think. They've known each other for 8 weeks. Like, they're all bonded in this experience together. But I don't think, how can you say you need to make it right with Alan? He's a good friend to you. And the way you did him, like, to me, that was bad advice. If he did mean it as a good friend, I don't think he meant it that way. But I think that was terrible advice for David. Because if you're a good friend to Alan, I would tell Alan to stay away from this man as far as you can.
Exactly.
So to mean it in a friendship perspective, to tell David to make things right with Alan is, in my opinion, being a bad friend to Alan. Because why would you stay friends with somebody who did that to you? And he's like heartbroken. So why would you stay connected to somebody who aided in your heartache and during this is probably going to be one of the most toughest times of Alan's life. Getting a divorce from this woman, having this public, being exposed to the public, even though he didn't do anything wrong, but seeing the public, have him go through this in a public, on a public stage. He slept with your wife, like, exactly. He meant Alan could loan him a couple dollars if he needed. And he actually meant, David, you're broke.
Yeah.
Brokey. Broke. You have no money. You're broke. You have nothing. You don't have a good job. You don't have a house. You don't have an apartment. You have nothing. Look at what Alan has. You want to keep him around. Juan is always thinking about his pockets.
Yep.
Y'all ain't never been around no man who always think about his pockets. That he don't care about no relationship. He don't care about no breakup. He don't care about you. He don't care about none of that. He care about his money. That's what Juan was thinking about. Y'all can't convince me otherwise. Anyway.
That's what I think.
Juan said all of that. Juan said, you need to keep Alan around. And then turned around and said, I don't even know if I could be around you. So why would you suggest he try to be around Alan if you don't even know if you could be around him? That's because David don't have no value to you because he's not a businessman. He ain't got no money. Yeah, you're not worried about keeping him around. You're worried about David keeping Alan as a friend because Alan is well connected. And you're well connected in your head. So you and Alan gonna be cool, but you don't care about David. You're like, I don't even know if I could be around you because I like being around good people. What? Like, anyway, David was like, well, I mean, if that's how everybody feels, then I need to get out of here.
Okay. See you later.
Okay. Get out of here then.
Bye.
I wrote down how you get them is how you lose them. Listen, if y'all didn't watch my last review, go back and watch it. I already went in on how Madison and David, he's going to prove it more on this episode. So we're going to get into it. He's going to prove my point even more on this episode about how he don't like Madison. He just likes what she was able to provide for him in that moment.
Get into it.
Let's move on to Michelle.
Give it to me, yeah. Get it to me, yeah.
Michelle called Pastor Cal. And she said, she was telling Pastor Cal about everything that happened. She said that David told me Madison knows more about him than I do. And Michelle is mad because Madison was supposed to be her friend. None of these people are your friend.
None. Not one.
Mm-mm. None of these people are your friend. Y'all just on the show together. I just want to remind.
Y'all barely on the show together.
Pastor Cal told Michelle, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve this, Michelle. It doesn't matter what happened. You don't deserve this. Can I say something really quick? I think she does deserve it.
Gag it. She does.
I think she deserves it. Gag it.
Hot take.
Let me be clear. I think it's terrible to be cheated on. I know the feeling. When you dedicate your, life to somebody, when you dedicate time, emotional investment, financial investment, physical investment in somebody, and they betray your trust, that is one of the most devastating things that can happen to a person in life. Trust me, I know.
Rough.
Michelle came on a show to marry a stranger.
Yep.
She married somebody that she didn't like. She spent how many ever weeks roasting him, telling him he wasn't good enough. He cheated on her with somebody else who was on the show, and she was happy about it because now she has an out.
Yeah.
Did she deserve it? Yeah.
Signed up for it, actually. Volunteered.
Yeah, she did. Now, if she had been nice to him and really tried to work things out and was really putting effort into the marriage like Alan, she wouldn't have deserved it. But she did. And y'all don't have to agree with me. Let me tell you something. Start your own channel.
Okay.
I think she deserved it. You don't have to agree. Okay? You don't have to. It's my opinion.
My opinion.
If people say she didn't deserve it, no woman deserves that. Oh my God, nobody deserves it. Being cheated on is the worst. Nobody deserves it. She did.
Huh.
Sorry.
Huh.
A lot of people who go through it do not deserve it. They've invested. You know what I mean? She never gave a damn or a dime about this man. Honestly. It saved her, actually. Like, anyway.
She deserved it.
Pastor Cal was disappointed at the fact that they couldn't even get through 8 weeks. I agreed. That was my thing. It's like, damn, y'all can't even get through 8 weeks. We would have been happy for y'all if y'all could have just got through the experiment and then been together. We would have been happy for y'all. Alan came to Michelle's house, and the producers are messy because they showed us B-roll of all the times Madison and David were out late separately. Did y'all peep the time that they both walked into the house within minutes of each other?
Minutes, seconds.
Madison got to the house at like 1:24. David walks into the house at like 1:26. Madison was tiptoe, now tiptoe, now tiptoe, now tiptoe, now tiptoe, now tiptoe. That's Tamar Braxton, if y'all don't know. Madison was tiptoeing in the house. Alan was asleep on the couch waiting for a bit. Madison was tiptoeing through the house after getting ate out like Golden Corral.
Dave and Buster's.
Madison was tiptoeing through the house after getting ate out like Golden Corral.
Like a Popeye's biscuit.
First. The Cosmopolitan Buffet in Las Vegas, honey. And all you can eat crab seafood joint over in Chinatown, honey.
Louisiana crab
and
oil.
then she had the nerve to tiptoe through the house like she just wasn't laid out like a buffet for David, like a taco place that got unlimited tacos, honey.
Where they
like
do that?
never-ending shrimp and lobster and red lobster. She
Yeah.
was getting ate out, honey, ate down like the breadsticks at the Italian restaurant. What is it called? Olive Garden?
Yes.
She was getting ate down.
Preach.
She tiptoed through the house, honey, after getting ate down.
Well.
What, girl? Like, you don't feel bad?
You don't feel bad?
Like, you don't feel bad?
You don't feel slimy, grimy? Slimy, grimy?
Oh my goodness. Anyway, Alan should have known something was up because he hasn't even kissed the woman since their wedding day.
Wow, sad.
You should have known something was up, Alan. But anyway, David said that he admits to hanging out with Madison and her cousin when they did some of the B-roll. So Madison's family even knew that they had something going on.
Yeah.
I wrote down Madison and David were back at Madison's house having sex. You know why? Because David don't have a house to have sex in.
Ooh!
Yeah. He has a basement. He was back at Madison's place in the city, getting busy.
Real busy. Occupied.
Pastor Cal said that they handled this wrong. And the real question is like, how could they have handled this properly? There's no way to handle this. Like, if they had both been married for 3 weeks and said, listen, I don't want to be with you no more. I'm actually developing feelings for this person over here. And before anything gets taken any further, I just want to let you know, like, I'm developing feelings for this person. After 4 weeks, there's no way that they could have handled this the right way. There's no right way to handle this. The only option is for them to both have waited until after decision day to start dating, to start sleeping together, to start doing all of those things. They could have stayed in the gym working out together and flirting.
Yeah, and that's it.
But the fact that they took it too far, and matter of fact, we wouldn't have even known all of this if it wasn't for David sending Michelle the wrong text. We wouldn't even really known for real.
He ruined it.
Madison said this is a shit show. I know how bad Alan is hurting and I feel bad for him. I hope he will be able to forgive me someday. I hope he never forgives you, and I hope he blocks you and he never speaks to you ever again, and you have to talk to his lawyers.
Yeah.
Alan came back after leaving the house to get his car. He packed up his seasonings and his crackers. Did y'all notice that he packed up his seasonings and his crackers?
Yes.
I'm like, Alan, you came back to get some Creole seasoning?
Quickly.
I mean, you know what? I'm not even mad. I do like that about you.
Me too. I would have did it.
But you came back to get your little Creole seasoning and some crackers and your car. But I mean, the car I get. But when he packed up the little Creole seasonings in the kitchen, I was like, okay.
Okay, I see what type of person you are.
He's a frugal guy as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody asked me if I thought that Alan was attractive, even all of the changes he's made to his appearance. Do I think he's attractive? The answer is no.
No.
Sweet guy. Very sweet guy.
Beautiful gowns.
I don't think he's bad looking. I just personally don't find him attractive.
Me.
Anyway, Carla and Camille comforted Alan by giving him hugs. He said he was taking Madison out on dates. He was trying. And he said he's already going to take this into his next relationship. He said Madison dangled a carrot of hope in front of him during the relationship. And I wrote #Obama.
Hope.
I hate when somebody Obama me. Do not Obama me.
Yeah, stop.
Okay? Please do not Obama me. Don't let a man Obama you by giving you a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
That's what they love to do. They love the people who are shady and manipulative love to give you a little bit of hope. Do not Obama me. Okay? I thought it was very sad, and it shows that Alan might need to get into some therapy, because you already thinking about how you're going to take this experience into your next relationship. This is going to be nothing like your next relationship. Your next relationship is going to be somebody who meets you, gets to know you, likes you, falls in love with you, and for who you are.
Right.
Not somebody you met on a show and got married to. Like, please get some help, Alan.
Please.
He said he doesn't want answers. He doesn't want to speak to Madison. He knows his worth. And this was handled disgustingly. I agree with everything he said. I'm glad Alan knows his worth and he don't want to speak to Madison again. I personally believe, I should do a whole video about this. I believe closure is overrated. I don't believe in closure. I believe closure is like, when y'all say, I need closure, I never got closure. It's just you love being told that person don't want you.
Love it.
I don't believe in closure. I don't need closure. You showed me, you told me you didn't want me, period. End of it. That's the end of it.
That's the end of it.
Why you want to go back and have somebody tell you that they don't want to be with you again? I saw a video on TikTok where a girl was like, my boyfriend, we had a happy relationship, no issues. Like, I thought we were going to be together forever. We were together 2 years. He broke up with me. And I feel like I needed closure. So I went back and asked him if we could have another conversation. And he told you once again during that conversation he didn't want to be with you.
Again.
Why y'all like to be told that they don't want to be with you over and over?
You love rejection.
I don't understand that. Like, Alan, he's like, I know my worth. I don't need to talk to her.
Period.
For what? So she could try to like, oh, it was never you, blah, blah, blah. Who cares?
Who cares?
I agree. Alan said it's time for his revenge body. Well, hurry up, because I want to see it.
Hurry up. Lift the shirt up. Let's see.
Chop, chop.
Get on it.
It's time for your revenge body. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it. You trying to get a body like Juan? Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, get in the gym. Anyway, Alan packs up his stuff. He rips up the wedding book. He said he spent nights waiting for her ass to get home.
Wait.
I was a fool. I waited for her. I stayed up waiting for her ass to get home every night. Sleeping on the couch like a dumb bitch. I like for real. You feel me? Like I was up. I was up waiting on her to come home, bro. And she did me like that. You feel me? Like hell no. You think I want to see the bitch? Hell no. Nah. Now that after I done did all of that, man, I took her on dates. I did everything I was supposed to do as a man. You feel me?
Right.
I'll say, yeah, I feel you, Alan. Damn. I feel you, bro. I do.
I feel you for real. I do. Yeah, I felt him.
She said, Madison said she didn't have the courage to tell Alan, at the house, but now she feels like it should have come from her. Duh.
Like, come on, girl. Stop playing with us.
And Madison talked to her friend, and her friend said, burning the pictures is too far, Madison. He took it too far.
Girl, bye.
No, you took it too far when you was busting it wide open for David. Yep. Y'all gotta get these friends who lie to y'all from around each other.
Right.
Friends who lie to you are bad for you.
Yeah, very bad.
She said Alan took it too far by burning photos of them together at their wedding, burning her vows. Girl, you was butt naked with David at your house at 3:00 in the morning.
Butt naked.
Are we dumb?
Are we
dumb or are we stupid?
I think we're dumb.
I think we're dumb. Because I would have told my friend, damn girl, he burned your vows.
Wow.
Yeah, I can see that. Me and my best friend, we are not delusional. If my best friend called me and say, girl, oh my God, my man made me so mad. And she tell me the story, I'll be like, okay. I'll be like, hold on though. I can see that.
Right.
And she be like, okay, yeah, I can see that too. If I call my best friend and say, girl, I had a bad day, I walked out on this man, she be like, what happened? Okay, yeah. Yeah. She tell me what I need to be told. Then she be like, wait. Hold on. I remember I called my best friend. I said, girl, this man trying to ask me to come to his house. It's late. She said, well, what is there to lose?
Period.
I said, you know what? You right. Let me pack my things. Girl, we keep it 100 in my house. Me and my friends don't do that. We don't tell each other lies like that. We say, girl, I can see why he did that.
Yep.
That's why you gotta have black friends, because we don't really sugarcoat each other like that. Some of y'all do. Not all of y'all is like that. But me and my friends, we don't do that. We tell each other the truth. Okay? We put things into perspective for each other. Okay?
Exactly.
Finally, let's get to Madison and David. This is what I really want to get to. Ooh, we already at 45 minutes. Lord, let's try to get this done in 15 minutes. Let me take a breath, because... Okay. Madison and David sat down and talked. One of them asked the other one, you plan on staying here? And Madison was like, well, I hope Michelle is open to hearing me. I wrote down, girl, bye.
Girl, bye.
Girl, bye. And David was like, you got me to open up. You just listened. Now, let me tell y'all something. I said it in the last review. David don't like Madison. David tried to get back with his ex. He said he had coffee with his ex. David probably texted other girls he met. Madison is in proximity to him. Be careful about being in proximity to people. Be careful about making it very easy for people to pretend like they want to be with you. They like you.
Woo!
Be careful. You don't like me for real. I'm just here.
Right.
I know a man one time who told somebody, right, who had the nerve to go out and say, I actually don't like her. I just don't want to go start over with nobody else. She just here. She listens to me. She tries to understand my story. She has sympathy for me. I actually don't like her
At all.
but I know she's gonna accept me.
True story.
So I would rather just keep being with her than start over with somebody new. I know a man who has said this out loud.
Yep.
I actually don't really care for her. She's here though.
He actually told me that out loud.
That's how David feels about Madison. She's here. She's on an experiment with me. We live in the same building. She's on the show. She's having the same experience with me. If you notice, I already said this. David don't say nothing about how Madison's beautiful. She's loving. She's caring. David said, you got me to open up. You just listen. He said, you can't help how you catch feelings. I caught them hard. David said, Madison listened to me. Madison was there for me. Madison let me open up to her. Madison opened up to me. We spent 2 hours talking on the treadmill because Madison listened to me.
Right.
Madison was there. Madison was present. Madison is breathing. Madison is attracted to me. Madison will kiss me. Madison, you was making me feel bad about myself. Madison was making me feel good about myself. He ain't said nothing about Madison. Madison's so funny. Madison's hot. Madison's smart. He didn't say nothing about Madison.
Yep.
About her. He only talks about what she does for him. Duh. My mom said David is a player and he's a bad one. After he said, you know, how I can't help but catch feelings and I caught them hard. My mom said David is a player and he bad at it. He said Madison has nice shoulders. Oh, okay. A shoulder to cry on for him. Don't you see? This is all about him. It's about him. It's focused on him. Madison has such nice shoulders. They're so strong. I can put my head on them and cry. And she holds me up.
Wow.
Come on now. Think. Madison sat down with Carla and Camille and told them that her and David go to the gym every other day. Her and David have such a good connection. Carla said Michelle opened up several times to you, girl. And you dead ass wrong for smiling in her face. Michelle opened up to you multiple times about how her marriage was going and you sat there and didn't say nothing.
Nothing.
But you know what?
What?
That was just fuel. Because Carla, I understand Carla's the realest person on the show. I love her down. But when Michelle was opening up to Madison, she was just talking about how she don't like David. David lives in the basement. David don't try. David don't da-da-da. David stay out all night. David da-da-da. Madison don't hear nothing wrong. Because she's like, oh, yeah. 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 Yeah, you don't like him. You don't like him. He don't like you, girl. He don't like you. He don't like you. He don't like you. Like old girl on TikTok said. I'm going to insert the video. He don't like you. He don't like you, girl. He don't like you. And that's how Michelle felt about David. She don't like you. And Madison was like, yeah, she don't like him. So I got him now.
Yeah, good for you.
Carla's holding Madison accountable. She said, it's cool to be honest. Oh, I wrote down, it's cool to be honest, Carla, but this ain't about y'all. Carla was like, this affects me.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Have you not thought about how this affects everybody else? Like, have you ever thought that, like, maybe we're affected? Girl, so we need to be worried about Alan, not you right now. Carla said, this is uncomfortable. This is fucked up. This is grimy. This is dirty. This is dingy. It's disgusting. It's musty. The whole situation is very much musty. It's very much grimy. It's very much dirty. It's very much disgusting. It's very much, shady, crumbly. There's crumbs all over the place. Like, oh my God, dirty, dusty, nasty. This very whole situation is just gross. Like, this whole situation. Yeah. Like, this whole situation is just, like, gross. It's dirty. It's dusty. Oh my God. Like, the whole thing, like, the whole situation is just grimy. Like, I've never seen something so grimy before. Oh my God, it's just...
What's wrong with you at this point?
People are wild. People are so wild. Everybody's so wild. Everything's so wild. People are so dirty. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Like, oh my God, I just want to I just want to shed my skin. I just want to throw some sage around, Like, oh my God, I got to light a candle. I got to pray. I wrote down, I don't even know why I wrote down, eat coochie. Yeah, because Carla was like, eat? What do you want to eat? What, you're going to eat it? Are you going to eat? You want to eat her? Coochie? Coochie? Tonight? Okay. Madison left, and Dave gave Madison a hug. David told the group, we have a strong connection. Carla said, girl, bye. David didn't say bye to Carla because he knew she went on that bullshit. And yeah. So at the end of the episode, this part really gagged me. Y'all. At the end of this episode, David sat down with the experts. David and Madison sat down with Dr. Pia, Dr. Pepper, and Pastor Cal. I love Pastor Cal. He's my favorite. He said, Madison gives me comfort. Madison gives me love. Madison gives me attention. Madison gives me a few dollars for tacos. She pays for my tacos. Madison shows up for me. Yep. Madison gives me a spot at the gym. Madison gives me a strong shoulder to cry on. Madison gives me hugs. Madison gives me kisses. Madison gives me something to eat late at night at 3 o'clock in the morning. Madison gives me. She gives.
And I take.
That's all it's about for him. She saw how genuine I am and how hard I'm trying. She saw how genuine of a person and good of a person I am. She saw the real me. She was able to see how I am for real. She was able to see the real me. She was able to love me. She was able to hug me. She was able to me. Nothing about Madison.
Me.
Is it clicking with you guys yet? Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. That's why if I go on a date and I go on a few dates with somebody and they say, Jazz, I really like you, I'm really feeling you. I say, what do you like?
Yeah, let me know.
What do you like?
Tell me, baby.
I've been on dates with people. Few dates. After a few dates, I say, what do you like about me? Man, I just love the way you make me. Excuse me? You love the way I make you. You don't like me for real. You didn't say nothing about me. I love the way you make me feel. I love the way you the way you just, when we together, I just, da-da-da-da. You ain't saying nothing about me, baby. What is it you like about me? Go and ask your partners today. What is it you like about me? What do you like about me? First of all, I can't stand if I ask my man, I don't care how long we've been together, what do you like about me? If he say, come on now. Excuse me, come on now, hurry up and answer.
Come on now, what? Yeah, or we're done talking.
What? Because if I'm with somebody and he called me, hey Jazz, what you doing? Nothing? You got a few minutes? Yeah. What do you like about me? Oh, I like the way you smell. I like your beautiful skin. I love your teeth. I love your smile. Why you asking me this? Because, do you have some time? Anyway, David said we made a connection in the gym talking about our marriages. Madison said it was easy for us to vibe with each other. They said, we've had no intimacy, only hugs. And then all the experts was like, how you go from only a hug to wanting to eat her? Dr. Pia was like, come on, you guys. Come on, you guys. I can't, come on, guys. I'm not going to sit here and act like you guys aren't, I'm trying not to say no bad words. Anyway, they said, what kept you from having sex?
Yeah, what was it?
What kept y'all from doing it? They didn't have no answer. Pastor Cal said, how much of this is just a rebound of emotions because of your misery in your marriages?
Oh, gag it.
David said, that's a good question.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Because he already know what it is. He know he don't want to be with this girl. He know he don't want to be with this girl. She's just here now. What really gagged me is when the expert said, Madison, you're here with David right now.
Okay.
But when we interviewed you, you said you didn't want a person of color.
Oh.
You wanted a white man.
Oh.
Is that true? She said, yeah, that is true.
Wow.
And they rolled the footage back.
Wow.
Where she said, yeah, if I'm thinking about marriage, I want to be with a white man. Oh, yeah, they said because we're married. Yeah, that's why they didn't have sex, because they're married.
Oh,
okay. Whatever.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, Madison said that she's dated black guys before, right? And that could potentially expand in the future. Pastor Cal said, if David came to you and wanted to marry you, he wouldn't have a shot in hell. You know what?
What?
I'm going to say something. Either you take it or you don't take it.
We gonna take it.
But the reality is that this season of Married at First Sight, between Michelle and between Madison, should make any black man really think hard and really find out if any white woman that he dated, and this is for black women too, any white person that you date, you need to ensure that they really don't have any biases against you, or they work to remove biases before getting in a relationship with you, and really work to see how they feel about people of color and black people in general.
Yeah.
Because I've talked about this all season. Madison, in my opinion, she had some biases against David's culture because she didn't work to understand his culture. It's very typical for non-American, first generation people, but non-American people to stay at home and live with their parents until they get married. It's very typical in all cultures outside of America. Nigerian, Puerto Rican, Asian cultures, all, like many different Asian cultures, their parents move in. You know, Indian friends. I have Indian friends who stayed at home. And some of them only moved out because they just wanted the experience. But they could have stayed at home forever. And some of my friends did.
Yep. True.
Like, the way she shut him down for living at home will never be acceptable to me, because that is very typical in non-American culture. And she just didn't want to understand it. When Madison said, and this is what I see, I've dated black men, but when it came to being in a marriage with somebody, I don't want to marry them.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, you hear black men say this too. Oh, I'll have my fun with white girls, but I want to end up with a black woman. And there's no problem with dating around. I think the issue is if you are willing to date people, but you're not willing to marry them because they're not good enough for you, I think that's a problem. I think it's a problem to date white women and say, oh, I'll date them and mess around with them, but I don't want to marry them. Well, why? Why would you be in relationships with people? It's one thing to have fun, one night stands or whatever y'all do, right? But it's another thing to be in relationships with people that you don't think is going to go anywhere.
Right.
You know it's not going to go anywhere. You know you will never be with that person. You know you will never marry that person. So why would you end up wasting that person's time?
Yeah.
I think that this particular situation, like leaving all other scenarios out of the picture, this situation, in my opinion, contributes to, which is a topic that's a little bit trending online because of another thing, right? Whatever, I won't get into it. But this contributes to the fetishization of black men. It's like they're good enough to have sex with, they're good enough to sleep with, they're good enough for a good time, but not good enough to marry. Never an option for marriage. Never. Like, no, I don't want a white man when it comes to marriage, when it comes to something long-term commitment. Why is that? Why? They're good enough to go out with, they're good enough to, have fun with, they're good enough to play around, but you can't bring them home? Is that what it is? You don't want biracial kids? You don't want to give birth to black kids? Because why? Is it because you don't know enough about black culture? Is it because what is it? It's too much of an obstacle for you. It's too much of an inconvenience for you. It's not an inconvenience to sleep with them.
Right.
To find them attractive, to think they're sexy, to talk about their body parts. It's not too much for that, but it's too much to marry. I'm trying to figure out what that's really about.
Gag it. Because
you would never catch me, as much as I talk about, equality, and as much as I talk about systemic racism, if I dated a white man and we're dating, I'm like, okay, this is somebody, I like them. I don't spend time hanging around people, dating people I don't like. I've dated white people before. I've dated Hispanic people before. I've almost dated an Asian guy, but he would never ask me out. Like, I don't walk around dating people, going on dates. Sometimes you just date to explore. But I've never, really liked somebody and not been like, oh, I would never marry them,
because of their race.
No, I like you. I'm hanging out with you. You're my boyfriend because I like you.
Right.
I don't really understand that. That's disgusting to me. To me. So it really gagged me when Pastor Cal said he wouldn't have a chance in hell with you if he met you out in the street. And she was like, so this is just all fun for both of you guys. Somebody said, oh, Madison was gagged when David said that this could have been a rebound. This obviously wasn't nothing serious for Madison either. But I feel like David should look at the situations he's been in recently with these women, because he requested a white woman. He should really think about his dating choices now. He should really think, wow, I've come across two women. One person said they wanted a light-skinned black man, which is problematic and disgusting to me. This one said, oh, I'll sleep with black men and stuff like that. I've dated them, but I will never marry one. That's also very, very, very odd to me. You've dated, but you won't marry them. To me, that's odd. So you should look around and say, man, actually, I've had some really eye-opening experiences with white women. Maybe I should date other types of women. Because this is actually kind of mean. But whatever. I wrote down Pastor Cal really did it for me. David said, was this really a marriage though? And Pastor Cal said, yes, it was. And I understand Pastor Cal saying that because he expects people to take the experiment seriously. So I understand that. After all of this, and you know what? I take it with a grain of salt because I don't know what was mixed up in this conversation. I don't know if David said she wouldn't date black guys first, or if Madison said, oh, I would never marry a black guy, if that came out first, and then David said maybe this was a fling. And then David said, I haven't felt this way in a while. My face glows. I'm smitten. People can tell. I don't know if that was said first before all the other stuff. So I do take this with a grain of salt because I know how production can be, right? But I think that if David said all of this after Madison was exposed for not wanting to marry a black guy, y'all, David, stand up at this point. Because it would turn me off if I was sleeping with a white man and he said, I would never marry a black woman. Like, it would offend me to the point where, like Like it's not even saying you would never even marry me or you had no plans on marrying me or being with me. You say you would never marry a black woman? Wow. Wow, me and my sisters is disqualified. Oh, okay. That would never sit right with me. Madison says she don't want to move too fast and she don't want to be a rebound. Baby, the bad news is you're already a rebound. Okay? Baby, you're not Madison. You Shaquille O'Neal at this point. Did he used to get a lot of rebounds? I think he did. I used to watch with my daddy. Anyway, it's been an hour. Y'all, if y'all still here and you ain't subscribed to this channel, baby, guess what? You a hater. Yeah. And you won't marry a black woman either.